The life debt of Queen Ziara. Lisa Martinez crouched behind the twisted metal wreckage of what used to be a transport shuttle. Her plasma rifle felt heavy in her hands as purple energy bolts screamed overhead. The Vorthak raiders had come from nowhere, striking the diplomatic convoy with brutal efficiency. 300 meters away through the smoke and debris, Lisa could see the alien queen trapped beneath a collapsed beam. Queen Ziara of the Etherian Empire was dying. The massive piece of starship hull had crushed her lower body, and dark blue blood pooled around her silver form. Lisa had orders to retreat with the other human Marines. The evacuation shuttle would leave in 10 minutes with or without her. But something about the way the Queen looked at her with those large golden eyes made her pause. The alien ruler was not crying out in pain. Instead, she sang a haunting melody that seemed to calm even the chaos around them. The Vorthak were closing in. Their chittering voices grew louder. As they searched through the wreckage for survivors, Lisa knew they would kill the Queen slowly. The Vorthak took pleasure in torturing captured royalty, especially from the peaceful Etherian race. Lisa made her choice. She sprinted across the battlefield, dodging laser fire and jumping over burning debris. When she reached Queen Ziara, the alien looked up at her in surprise. The Queen spoke in perfect English, though her voice was weak. "You should flee, young warrior. Your people need you alive." Lisa ignored her words and began examining the beam. It was too heavy to lift alone, but maybe she could use her plasma torch to cut through it. The metal was thick and would take time they did not have. More Vorthak voices approached from multiple directions. Lisa could hear their clawed feet scratching against metal as they climbed over wreckage. She had maybe 3 minutes before they found this location. The Queen reached out with one of her 4 slender arms and touched Lisa's face. Her skin felt warm despite the blue blood loss. "You do not understand, human child. If you die trying to save me, my people will be bound by ancient law." Lisa started cutting through the beam with her plasma torch. The bright beam slowly ate through the metal. "What?" Law Queen Ziara's voice grew weaker by the moment. "The law of sacred debt. When a member of another species sacrifices their life to save an Etherian royal, that species becomes forever bonded to our empire. Your entire human race would become our protected children." That seemed crazy to Lisa, but she kept cutting. The beam was almost severed. She could hear the Vorthak getting closer, their weapons powering up as they prepared to fire on anything that moved. The Queen continued speaking. "You die here today. Your people will inherit rights and protections that no other species possesses in our territory. But Lisa Martinez of Earth, I do not wish this burden upon your kind." Lisa finished cutting and the beam fell away with a loud crash. She grabbed the Queen under her arms and began dragging her toward a small shelter formed by 2 collapsed walls. The Queen was heavier than she looked, but Lisa managed to pull her to safety just as Vorthak soldiers appeared at their previous location. Blood loss was making Queen Ziara delirious, but she kept talking about the ancient laws of her people. Lisa pressed emergency medical foam against the worst wounds and tried to stop the bleeding. The Queen needed real medical attention, soon, or she would die. Through a gap in their makeshift shelter, Lisa could see at least 15 Vorthak soldiers spreading out to search the area. One of them pointed in their direction and started walking over. Lisa checked her plasma rifle. The energy cell showed only 30% charge. Maybe enough for a short firefight, but not enough to hold off 15 enemies. She looked at the wounded alien Queen and made peace with her decision. The first Vorthak rounded their shelter, and Lisa put 3 plasma bolts through its center mass. The creature fell backward with a screech that alerted all the others. Lisa braced herself as Boots and Claws started running toward their position. Queen Ziara grabbed Lisa's arm with surprising strength. "Human warrior, listen to me carefully. My death here ends with me. But if you fall protecting my life, the consequences will echo through both our civilizations for generations." Lisa fired at another Vorthak as it appeared around the corner. The shot took off its head, but 2 more took its place. She was down to 20% power on her rifle. The Queen's golden eyes locked onto Lisa's brown ones. "I can see in your heart that you will not abandon me. This makes you worthy of the highest honor." My people can give. But please understand what you are choosing for humanity. More Vorthak appeared, and Lisa switched to burst fire mode to conserve energy. Each shot had to count. The alien raiders were getting bolder now that they had located their targets. Several started firing into the shelter, forcing Lisa to keep her head down. Queen Ziara's breathing became labored. Lisa could tell the alien was fading fast. The medical foam had slowed the bleeding, but could not replace the blood already. Lost in her delirium, the queen began speaking in her native language. It sounded like singing mixed with crystal chimes. Even dying, she maintained the graceful manner that made Etherians famous throughout the galaxy. Lisa's rifle finally died. She drew her combat knife and prepared for close combat. The Vorthak would rush their position soon. They knew she was out of ammunition. At that moment, the distinctive sound of human shuttle engines filled the air. Lisa looked up to see the evacuation. Craft circling back, marine rescue pods dropped from its belly and armored figures fast roped down into the battle zone. Captain Amy Rodriguez's voice crackled through Lisa's comm unit. Martinez, what is your status? We tracked your signal to this location. Lisa keyed her radio. I have the Etherian Queen. She is badly wounded and needs immediate medical attention. The rescue team fought through the remaining Vorthak with superior firepower and training. Within minutes, they had established a secure perimeter around Lisa's position. Military medics rushed to treat Queen Ziara while Lisa finally allowed herself to relax. As they carried the Queen to the medical shuttle, she reached out to Lisa once more. Human warrior, Lisa Martinez, you have changed the course of history today. My people will remember this debt until the stars grow cold. Lisa walked alongside the stretcher, not fully understanding what the Queen meant. The alien ruler continued speaking, though her voice was barely a whisper. By our most sacred laws, humanity is now bonded to the Etherian Empire. Your species will have access to our knowledge, our technology, our protection. Treaties that would take decades to negotiate are now unnecessary. You have purchased them with your courage. The Queen was loaded into the medical bay of the shuttle. Lisa climbed aboard and strapped herself in as they lifted off. She looked down at the battlefield where she had nearly died and wondered if she had made the right choice. 3 months later, Lisa stood in the throne room of the Etherian capital world. Queen Ziara had recovered fully from her injuries and now sat on a crystal throne that seemed to float in midair. The ceremony taking place around Lisa involved thousands of Etherian nobles and officials. The Queen spoke in a voice that carried throughout the massive chamber. Today, we recognize the debt owed to humanity and to Marine Lisa Martinez, who chose honor over survival. The Etherian Empire hereby grants humanity full partner status in our confederation. Lisa wore her dress uniform but still felt out of place among the elegant aliens. Every Etherian in the room had 4 arms, delicate features, and skin that shimmered with inner light. They moved with fluid grace that made humans look clumsy by comparison. Queen Ziara continued speaking. Human colonies will receive our protection. Human ships may travel freely through Etherian space. Human scientists will have access to technologies that will advance your civilization by centuries. Lisa realized that her split-second decision to save one alien had changed the future for all humanity. The Queen caught her eye and smiled. The debt of honor can never be repaid. Lisa Martinez. But it can be celebrated. The ceremony lasted for hours, but Lisa barely noticed. She was thinking about how a single moment of courage had created an alliance between 2 species. The weight of responsibility felt heavier than any combat gear she had ever worn. When it was over, Queen Ziara approached Lisa personally. You look troubled, young warrior. Lisa nodded. Your Majesty, I never intended to change anything for my entire species. I just could not leave you there to die. The Queen placed one of her 4 hands on Lisa's shoulder. That is precisely why your actions carry such power. You acted from honor, not calculation. The universe needs more beings like you. Lisa Martinez returned to Earth as a hero, but she never forgot the lesson learned. On that distant battlefield, Sometimes the smallest acts of courage create the largest changes in history. The alliance between humanity and the Etherian Empire would last for thousands of years, all because one Marine refused to abandon a wounded alien queen.